Welcome back to Brooktail Friday podcast.
Edward just loves fucking hearing himself.
Yeah,
man.
I love being. No, you're right. I love being correct.
You're not correct,
I love
Edward.
it when I'm
You're just
constantly
being
correct.
biased.
I love being
You
correct.
think you know
I love
shit, but
being
you don't
correct.
know shit.
I love being correct.
I hang
love
around.
being
I hang
consistently
around trans
correct.
people and
I
the culture
love
that
being
they give
correct,
out, so I know
consistently
about
correct.
everything
No,
about
no,
trans
Also
people.
evidence. Also all the data that we have points to me being correct. So I love being correct. You're right.
You're not
the
correct,
moon landing
Edward.
did happen. Global warming is real. The right is fucking retarded and fascist. There is currently a genocide starting
Edward
to happen
has
against trans people.
very big fear of being genocided.
This is the reality. Michael's like, oh, dude,
I'm afraid of asteroids. I'm afraid of asteroids. I'm afraid of Vikings. I'm afraid of pirates. Does that mean I'm gonna expect pirates to come out my ass and kill me?
Welcome back to Brooktail Friday podcast, guys. If you're on the YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you're on Spotify, rate it so other people with similar interests can listen to it. And yeah, how you guys been? It's a nice gloomy day today in Southern California. We're looking at some 76-degree weather today throughout most of the weekend. And if you've got
And don't go outside for too long because there's a genocide out there.
don't go
there is.
outside for too long.
Don't pay attention to politics because maybe you might not understand it.
They're gonna grab you.
Don't pay attention to
They're
politics.
gonna take you.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean like what I physically saw happen to someone? That is the worst example you could use.
Where'd they take them?
We don't know. It was an undescript marked van when I was selling lamps.
Also, human trafficking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we've seen
Yeah.
human trafficking
We've seen
before,
human
dude.
trafficking.
Is human trafficking genocide?
Dude, I sit in human traffic all the time.
Yeah, all the time, you know? The 405, that shit
That's
is...
a bunch of human trafficking, dude.
That shit's bad.
I don't know why everyone's so
bad.
Everyone's so.
I love being politically illiterate.
So what's the nastiest thing your pet has done? what's the nastiest thing your pet has done?
The nastiest thing?
Nastiest thing.
Oh,
your pet
right,
has
we
done.
restarted.
I'm not restarted. How dare you call me that?
My cat, before we housebroke my cat, it took a shit right next to the stove.
Oh,
It was on the countertop.
Yeah, I think for me it was the cat was on this couch actually, and I was trying to get him out of here, so I smacked him on the butt with a pillow, and then he accidentally sprayed shit everywhere with his little shit defense mechanism. So, yeah, we watched the couch. Obviously, we watched the stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, wait, what the fuck? When I saw,
shit.
I know I saw the little spray, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It was pretty bad.
Oh no! You know what? One of my cats, every time he gets relaxed, so like when you like pick him up, you cuddle him or whatever, he releases like a small fart. He's
That's
like
hilarious.
just
He's trying to express his anal glands. That's
Yeah.
why. So.
all the time, and you won't hear it. Nothing. You'll just all of a sudden start smelling it, like and you just put him down, like ah.
And what about you, Michael? What's the nastiest thing your pet has done? Pon atención, échale ganas, man. We talked about this.
El vaporú.
Nastiest thing your pet has done. Nastiest thing. Nastiest thing.
Eating a dead rat.
You saw him eat a dead rat?
Yeah.
Cat or dog?
Cat?
Dog.
Oh, you're
Oh,
done.
Jesus.
Uh,
Bones and all? Or
Yeah,
does he
was
like his rats boneless?
Eating it head first. Left the ass, and I took the other piece away.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Why? Why? Like, did it kill the rat and kill it?
Dogs are hunters, dude. Dogs are hunters.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
They hunt varmints.
They'll kill birds
Like
just because.
varmints.
No, those are cats.
They're like,
No,
I
my
see the
golden
flying
retriever
one.
used to, or not golden retriever, my husky. Husky.
No, it's
would
because huskies are fucking
randomly
crazy.
Huskies
out of
are
the sky.
absolutely nuts, and having them in Southern California should be a federal crime.
They're not even the way they are now. They bred them so much that they're literally like fucking retarded. Like
Yeah.
they're not. They're the reason they're so
They're not-
goofy
they're not
and so
alpha-
crazy
they're not
is because
alpha
they were
dogs
overbred.
anymore.
They're not. It's not how they're naturally supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true.
They're
It's because we wanted specific characteristics from our pets, and then yeah, what you said.
And
and now nobody wants huskies because once they grow out and they start being that little cuddly puppy, they're like, oh, this guy's crazy. He's trying to dig holes out of my yard.
and it's like you gotta fucking run them like 3 miles a day, dude.
Oh yeah.
People just think they can leave them in a little fucking closed thing. Like in Southgate, where my girl used to live, they had like 4 huskies, and they would have in a small ass yard, dude. And they were always dirty. They were always fucking dirty because they didn't take care of them. It was so sad.
For every dog, for every animal, actually, there's a specific area that they're supposed to have to just roam, not including their actual walks.
Yep. Or where they poop and they pee,
where they
etc.
poop,
You know,
yeah.
it's like Yeah, you have like, oh look, they're in this little 2x2 place, and it's like, or like when they kennel train dogs, that should be animal abuse.
Yeah, that yeah. Well, that to be fair, I think that is animal abuse.
No, because people do it
it's
all
legal.
the time.
Yeah.
No. But it's not. They don't consider it animal abuse under the guidelines because they're like, well,
Oh,
technically
yeah,
he's
yeah,
in his
yeah.
home, right?
Yeah, no.
But it's like, no, that's fucked up. He's supposed
Under
to
the
be
legal
stretching his leg.
guidelines, it is not.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure a lot of like pet organizations consider it animal abuse. They'll recommend against it and be like, hey,
Don't kennel train them.
don't kennel train them.
Don't listen to PETA though, because PETA has killed more animals than
Yes.
any organization.
Who's weirder, cat people or dog people?
Cat people.
Cat people. By experience, cat people.
That was fucking fast, dude.
You got like 5 cats in here, Andres?
I am not a cat person though. I'm still technically a dog person. Okay.
We're cat
because I
people,
like
though.
it doggy style. Okay. I don't like it cat style. So okay, let's say hypothetically you win the lottery on the one condition that you have to do a 4-year degree. What are you studying?
Anything?
Anything. You can study anything.
Remember, time is
Like I don't need credits to do the study that
Well,
I need to do.
You have to get your degree.
Yeah, you have to get your degree. So technically, you would still
no,
need
like
to take basics.
like
but-
if I want to study a certain field,
Tell me.
I don't need to study other classes before studying that.
No,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to get
I'm
your
just
degree.
straight in there
You can't
already?
add.
No. You do the coursework for that degree. So like if you're like, oh, I want to train to be like a doctor. Well, you can't just go to the doctor courses. You take Anatomy 101.
Okay, that's
et
what I'm
cetera, et
asking.
cetera.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing
Ah
the
shit. Well,
coursework.
like fuck. I'm still limited then because some things
Why?
take more than 4 years to get to that.
Let's just say
A 4-year degree. A 4-year degree.
No. Let's say you get your degree in 6, 7, however many it takes, right? But you've won the lottery at this point. All your food is taken care of. Your housing is taken care of. You got high speed
You don't
internet.
have to worry about nothing except
Nothing.
studying.
They give you a button that can make you come on demand, so you don't have to waste
Okay,
time.
okay.
He presses
What would
the
you
button
what
until
would
he
you
dies.
what would you call
Dehydration.
like writing stories and like from movies
Literature?
and shows,
Screenwriting?
animations,
Script writing?
anything like that, all that stuff.
It would be
Creating.
English, no?
No. Media. That's just media.
Media?
studies.
Oh yeah, media studies.
Yeah, because like film school, you would go to film school.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like learn how
yeah.
to do animations, programs, and stuff like that.
Yeah, film school.
Film
Those
school.
are two different
Dude,
degrees.
imagine going to
technically.
USC
Yeah.
film school. Did I tell you Walter can go to USC or UCLA for fucking free?
Really?
Because
Army?
Because he'll be thrown into fodder the second a war. A
Yeah,
war
yeah.
pops out, dude.
I'm studying to get my master's.
And they're like, oh, you finished your master's? Oh,
to
looks
war.
like North Korea hasn't made it south, and you were just there in South Korea.
Well, no, because if he goes to film school, he would probably be put on the media wing, like they did in World War II with Daffy Duck. He probably wouldn't get sent out. He'd probably stay here.
Yeah, they didn't enlist Daffy Duck because they knew that his shenanigans would just wipe out the Japanese in
That's
a
true.
second, dude.
That's true.
I don't know if you guys seen that documentary called Looney Tunes, but it's very-
Every time he would step, just another nuke would happen. Every
Pretty
time he
much.
steps, he splits the atom.
Have you seen that propaganda from World War II that they did with like Daffy Duck?
Yeah.
Where, like Nazi heiling, and you see him in a little swastika outfit, and you're like, whoa.
like,
But then,
ooh. Oh shit! I said Daffy Duck. I was thinking of Donald Duck.
they're the same, dude.
No, they're not, dude.
They're
Shut up.
exactly the same. Daffy
two
Duck
ducks.
goes, and Donald Duck
One's
goes,
black.
Well, okay, first of all, I don't see color because it's in black and white, idiot. Okay.
One's
don't
black,
see
one's
color.
white. Okay.
I know. I'm a dog person. I don't see color. I see everything in monochrome. Okay.
Dogs see every color except red.
That's what?
Yes.
Dogs see
I don't know if that's true.
every color. Let's see. Dogs' eyes have 2 types of cones. Their color spectrum is limited to shades of gray, brown, yellow, and blue. Dichromatic, they cannot see red or green. All right, you were
Yeah.
partially correct.
Partially.
Uh,
Half credit.
Unfortunately, we cannot accept that answer because Bob Barker died. Okay? Rest
Oh, yeah.
in peace, Bob Barker. This morning, Jimmy Buffet, Margaritaville, he died. And we were just talking about him last week. We keep doing this.
We keep predicting death.
We talked about Alabama Riverboat Brawl. We talked about the fucking, what was it before that? It was something else. And then it came true. And now we've talked about this. And now it's come true. We gotta stop killing. Who's the next one we want?
Yeah.
And then Glitch McConnell.
Glitch McConnell. See, that's the only one that hasn't worked out. We've talked about Glitch McConnell 3 times. And
Should there be
Strokey
an age
Mitch,
limit?
Yes.
Yes.
Next.
What should be the cap of the oldest?
65. That is when your
Retirement age.
cognitive. Well, that is when your cognitive abilities start declining.
Yep.
What's the youngest? You think it should be lowered?
I mean, they can already. Senators can be senators. When can they be senators? What age can you be senator? I would say at
This
least
might be
25.
controversial, but I think 30.
Well, I would say at least 25 because your brain is fully formed, right?
Yeah.
But I know the minimum is at least 30 years. Yeah. U.S. Senate.
You think it
have to
should be
at least
25?
30. U.S. citizenship for 9 years and residency in the state. Okay, so you have to be at least 30. I feel like that's reasonable.
I think it should. Okay,
Not a lot of people make it to 30.
That's true.
So I think 25.
That's true.
But
27.
Wait.
27. I like 27.
I don't think the groups of people that are not making it to 30 because of their lifestyle are going to overlap with the people that want to run for Senate.
That's true. That's true. That's
It's
true.
like it's like the people overlapping that get face tattoos overlapping with valedictorians. This is
Anyone
very
can die though, dude. It's not. It's
No,
anyone,
they can't.
Anyone can die.
I'm immortal. Every time I die, one of my cells sprouts the new Eddie.
No, it's quantum immortality. Your brain cannot comprehend death, so it shifts into an alternate universe.
There's
where you do not
predispositions,
die.
but anyone can die at any moment,
That's
dude.
not true, dude.
Anyone can
That's
die at any
not
moment.
true. That's a lie.
Literally.
It's a lie. Stop. La 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 la. I can't hear you. I
Dude,
can't die.
Living in ignorance.
Lignorance.
Lignorance.
Balls. Okay.
Uh,
You said film school, basically, right? Let's say.
Yeah, film,
actually,
entertainment, media.
New York Film School would probably be the best one because that would be where you get like you would get connections and some of the best
That's my dream.
some of the best pizza. That's it. It's just the pizza, man.
That's my dream right there. I gave up on that a long time ago.
New York Film? Why? You're still a
Because
baby.
it's too much fucking money, dude. That's a field for rich people that have the money to do all that
That's
shit, dude.
true.
that
but
is kind of true.
But who said a young strapping man from Los Angeles couldn't do it? Coming this fall on
Bootstrap
Hulu.
Bill.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, Michael. It's Bootstrap Bikel.
Bootstrap Bikel.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could still do it here and then get. You don't have to only go to New York.
No, I know, but there's other ways. Like I can come up on like doing it on my own on
Dude,
YouTube
yeah, you live
or
in
something.
Hollywood. You live in
But
Hollywood.
that's a lucky thing. That's a very much
That
a
is
luck
lucky
thing.
Well, actually, what's funny is that from what I hear, now the YouTube thing is required to get hired. Before you have before you get accepted
Oh,
into
you need to have
Hollywood,
a YouTube?
you need to have a YouTube with a certain amount of followers or a certain amount of subscribers.
wow.
Now you need to have I think 100,000 or something
Look
like
at
that.
that.
Because when you go to interview, they're gonna be like,
What are you
"Are
about?"
you even serious?
Yeah.
Like, are you even serious about trying to do this?"
Because if you just go and you're
yeah.
like, well, I have some experience. What's your experience? Show us. What's the quality?
Takes out
that
his
you've made?
folders, his bunch of sketchbooks. You know,
It's
Bunch
also
of scat books.
that's the flip of the coin. Like, it's also easier to show someone what you've been able to
Exactly.
to do.
You whip out your penis, they're gonna see exactly
it's
the
not
kind of girth
1940,
you've got.
dude.
They're gonna
You can
see
just
every
whip
bump.
out your dick or whip out your titties and like give me this position because my
You
titties
don't know
are out.
that? Have you tried it? Have you tried it? That just sounds to me like liberal propaganda. Okay, if I can't expose myself at work, what's the point of working?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Cancel culture. So, what would you study, Eduardo?
I would probably study folklore and the development of folklore throughout history. Like what things led to certain myths being developed and what they represented about that society.
And then after you graduate, what would you do on your time off in between McDonald's shifts? No, I know this scenario is the one where you already won the lottery. but-
Won the lottery and everything. Yeah.
If I didn't win the lottery, I would have chosen like something with law and business, law school or business.
Well, that's what I
Still do
chose.
it.
Yeah.
You can
That's
still
what I
do
chose.
it. ELAC
I'm
is
going
no,
free.
I was just.
ELAC is
For your
free,
business
man.
degree, it's not that hard.
No,
It's the
I
easiest
feel
degree.
yeah, it's the law
Business
one.
is the easiest
My uncle
fucking
tried to go through law school and do everything. It was tough. He would show me like everything he would do.
I thought you were gonna say he was gonna try to molest you. I'll be honest, man. I was gonna
'Cause
start
it's an
cracking
uncle?
up. You're like, my uncle started trying to molest me. He did everything he knew.
I got first-hand experience in it.
First-hand experience. They're like, what kind of experience you got? First-hand from my uncle. You're like, oh, you're hired. I can write all the dramatic scenes now in HBO because of the trauma.
My uncle's a CEO, and he shows his uncle, and his uncle's been touching him.
See, my uncle's the CEO of his asshole.
It's uncles all the way up.
Disgusting. All right.
All right.
Obviously, we're joking.
Yes.
Legal reasons to joke.
For non-legal reasons.
For non-legal reasons. So I don't know what I would study. Maybe I'd want to go back and do architecture with actual competent teachers because my teacher was a fucking piece of shit, dude.
Oh, I remember. I
told
was
you,
in that
right?
class. I was in that class.
Wait, where? Where?
In ELAC?
What teacher? I'm gonna call you out right now, bitch, because you weren't in my class.
Well, no, I wasn't in your class, but I snuck into that class a few times with someone.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You went to Santa Monica College.
Yeah, I know. And first, your dad convinced me to go to ELAC, and I took a business class there. And, well, I met someone, and I would sneak into her class.
Oh, you snuck into her class for some extra credit, eh? Oh, he put his penis in her vagina.
It was. I used to go into when
vaginas?
Christopher went to El Camino, I would sometimes just go into her class and they
Did you learn
they didn't
anything?
even know shit. They didn't even
Yeah,
like.
because it's community college. They're
community
like,
college
this
knowledge.
guy.
But I was like-
he's stealing education.
Yeah,
Get him.
like in my head, I'm like, so what's stopping people from just doing this and just showing
Nothing.
up? Like,
because you don't get the degree
yeah,
credit.
I guess, but you have the knowledge.
But what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
99%
That's
of the time-
knowledge.
But 99% of the time, they go like, "Oh, okay. I saw you went to a community college, El Camino College. What's your
then,
degree?"
okay. How about this? Here's a question. Here's a good what if question.
'Cause you have to
Would
be able to prove
Would
that
you want to know the full knowledge of what everything you would want, but you have no backup to prove that you know it? Like no. Like I think there's nothing
Well,
to show that you went to school for it. There's nothing to show that you nothing. There's
Technically,
no
you
credentials
because
basically.
then you could just prove it using
Yeah.
the techniques or whatever. If you're like, I want to learn everything about welding, but I don't have a degree about it, Vroom. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna show my friends, or I'm gonna
like you know everything
I'm gonna-
about astronomy, and then but you didn't
And
take.
you show up to the astronomy place, and then you tell them, I was poor, I could never go to school, so I studied it myself. And then they ask you really complicated questions, and you go, blah blah blah.
You think
blah,
it's you think it's
E
just like that? You
equals
think
fuck
it'll
your
work?
mother, and
It's
they're
not like that.
Damn.
But there's an actual like easy answer for this. YouTube exists. If you are correct, it is very easy either on TikTok or social media or YouTube to
Verify
to
the information.
not just verify the information, but to get your stuff out there to like be creative. Like let's say I want to learn everything about video editing,
Yeah.
and then let's say you pick a topic for YouTube. I want to learn everything about, let's take me for example, folklore. Boom! I start making videos about folklore. I learn everything. Because you have instant knowledge to everything. You can develop a YouTube channel very easily. That stops
That's
becoming luck at that point.
true.
And if let's say, ethically, I don't know, but let's say you make a bunch of fake accounts and send your stuff through those fake accounts to other people who like to debunk people, and they make a video about your stuff, and they're like, oh, they spread it to their followers. That's a very easy way to gain a follower. That's
social engineering.
because you get because those people are then like they are already verified. They usually either already have degrees or followings, and they're already trusted by the community. So they're like, hey guys, this person is giving correct information. So it's okay if you watch them and you.
So
do that.
so this knowledge, is it unlimited knowledge, or is it like
You have the most knowledge on that said topic from current.
Because I'm thinking, right? Will
on
I
the
learn
ones
about
that topic.
insider trading as well, like the things from the industry as well, or
Yeah,
only
like,
publicly?
No,
available?
like everything that it would take for you to be the best at that field.
So if I'm like, I want to learn everything about stock trading, and I magically learn what company is going to go bankrupt and which ones, and I can call my shots.
no.
and
But
stuff.
you would know how to call the shot. You would find out how to find out those things on your own by other means.
So
By
I still got to Google. Fuck
You gotta
yeah.
do research. Yeah, you still
No,
you
no.
can't get around
Okay.
research.
You
You
know what
always
I would
gotta
do?
But
research.
you basically know how to do it very, very, very well, like nothing.
I would do
everything.
it. I would do it for Yu-Gi-Oh. So I would instantly know
Oh my
everything
fucking
about
God,
all the
dude.
theory. So I
I
can
know
be,
what
like,
that
the
card
number
is.
one player.
You just look at it once.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? So I would know all about strategy, so I can make the best decks, and then people are not expecting these decks because I'm like, I'm gonna optimize my ancient gears or some shit, and they're like, you're playing ancient gears, man? You're not playing meta. And then my ancient gear goes, just fucking clocks him in the jaw, and I'm like, you fucking nerd. And some 13-year-old rich kid who is like, but I bought the $60 cards.
It's because the thing about things like Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic is okay, let's be real. here.
luck.
No, well, it's not just luck. It's, let's be real. They're essentially far, far more complicated.
Buy to win.
Like ways
Annoying.
of
Pay to
strategy. Pay to win and annoying, yeah. But like they are essentially, there is a set number of actions that can be taken within a deck and within a
Yeah.
game. So if you have perfect knowledge about the subject, you can predict what's going to happen
And
and,
what cards
move
are
the game to
drawn.
your
Fucking card counting. I'll just be a
Card
card
counting,
counter.
yeah.
And then I'll fuck up and be like, oh no, I lost all my money on this, and damn. And then I'll bet, and they're like, oh what? I won it all back and then some. I'm so lucky, and they'll never find out.
I was gonna say
dude.
you have
cash
no
out.
right to be there. You have no right to. They can
cash
choose to
out.
not cash you out.
Well,
yeah. If they catch you being a
but
counter.
they won't catch me because the way people fuck up is they go high, low, low, high, low, low, high. That's how they catch them. But if I go, okay, reasonable, reasonable, and then when it's stacked up at the end and I know exactly what my play is, I play the long game, and then I'm like, and if I see something where I'm like, I know I can win this one, I'll lose it on purpose. You get me? To throw them off.
But
No,
now you
they're-
put yourself out there.
no,
No, they won't.
not just
Now
that.
you put yourself
Now you
out
put
there.
yourself out there. Yeah.
But I don't have this knowledge. Like,
No,
that's
no,
the
but
point.
like even with that, they
Sorry,
they still
me in
catch
20
you.
years with the Magic.
There's a guy that on YouTube. Obviously, he doesn't do something, but he's like a really professional poker player.
Yeah.
And he sends someone else in, someone that like a random person, someone in with like a camera, and he like tells them like, oh, do this, oh, do that.
Which is cheating.
Yeah, which is cheating.
So he can get kicked out
So
for
he can
that.
get
I
kicked out for
understand
that. But they never. The thing is that in most of the videos, they almost never catch the person cheating because the camera is really well hidden and stuff like that. They catch them for card counting. So even when like they're not perfectly like high high low 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 high high, they still catch them.
Then I would just do it for like
because they don't actually need to catch it. They don't need to prove that you're card counting. As long as they have the suspicion that you're card counting.
Okay, then
they
wait,
take you out.
Why don't I just
The only way you can get away with this, dude, if you go back to 1785, dude, and,
No.
do it at a little bar.
No, so I'll just win
For the
once
80s
at
at
every
least.
casino. I'll win once at every casino. That's perfect. Because if I don't go on a winning streak, they'll be like, he just got lucky.
Oh,
Next
that's
one,
true.
he just got lucky. Next one, and I'm changing my
They also
outfit each
communicate
time.
with each other.
But I'm
Just
changing
take
my outfit
everyone's
each time.
chips
They don't
and
know what
run.
to look for. Just steal their chips, the plastic
just
worthless chips.
And then you go back another day with those chips, and then be like,
sir, we know it's you.
I
Go to a different casino.
Sir, you're at the Bellagio. You cannot cash in circus ones, okay? The circus ones aren't even worth actual money. You have to go cash them in at the ticket counter for fake stuff. Yeah, but no, okay, that's what
Are
I do.
these Chuck E. Cheese tokens?
My strategy would be you win once at every casino, but you lose a couple times first, and then you win big at the end. You get,
Yeah.
Okay, well, it doesn't have to be big. I can just win $5,000 from one place and then fuck off. I don't have
Yeah.
to win $5 million. I don't have to get greedy about it.
That's true.
Strategic.
That's true.
If I win $25,000 in one weekend, I can come back next weekend and do it again at a different casino.
You have self-control.
And you have to go
Correct?
to different.
I don't have self-control.
You can't just go to.
I can't be at a
You'll be
casino.
jacking off
If
on
I'm
the
if I'm on a winning streak,
Unlimited power.
I'm gonna be like, I want to keep winning, and I can't not stop winning. So
This is
and then
why
I
you got
lose.
addicted to heroin, man.
Yeah.
We had to get you
Yeah.
clean. We chained you up. See,
This is my before and after picture.
before heroin, after heroin. Before heroin, he was a fat, happy little boy. After heroin, he actually lost 200 pounds. So, guys, you want to lose weight? Use heroin.
Heroin.
Okay?
Always heroin. Also cocaine. No.
Meth.
Meth. Oh, how do you call it? No, but the other thing is you can't just go to a different casino. You have to go to a casino in a different region. You have to bounce between regions because they tend to communicate with each other. Yeah.
Even if they
That's
communicate,
one of the
oh,
things.
this guy won $5,000 here. It's a fucking fluke.
And
And
if
I
you-
changed my outfit.
Let's say you do it 3 times and you change your outfit each time, and
I won
they can't see you.
$15,000 in one. I won $15,000 in one weekend. I'm gone.
Again, all they need is a suspicion. So as long as they suspect you, so what you do is you bounce between regions. So they're separate. They're kind of like mafias, where they're like, okay, this is my territory, this is your territory, etc., etc.
This guy's
And you
watched
bounce
Casino
between
Heist too many
those
times.
different regions.
He's
What's
watched.
that?
Casino Heist.
He's watched House of Cards.
I don't know what that is.
Casino Heist.
I don't
House
know
of
what that
Cards.
is.
I think
I
I'm
don't know what
probably
that
saying
is
it
either.
wrong.
House of Cards is a political drama about the
Oh.
government, but it's funny because it's House
Because
of
it's a House
Cards.
of Cards. Dude, I know everything about poker. I watched the House of Cards.
Exactly.
Is that the one with
Kevin
Then I
Spacey.
tried
Kevin
watching.
Spacey,
I tried
yeah,
watching
okay,
it.
okay,
It was so
okay, I know
boring.
what
I
that
tried
one is.
watching it, man. It was.
Dude,
I
it's
was
funny.
going to
That's
sleep.
my girl when with Succession, because Succession's like business
Succession
talk.
is good.
Dude, it's so good.
So
No,
good.
But she's like, dude, it's so boring, and I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to understand it, sweetie.
I didn't like it at first because it was
too.
it was too rich people for me.
Yeah,
it was
but
too
then
rich
like,
people for me.
okay, I haven't. I'm still.
Yeah,
like,
watching white people soap operas.
yeah, and it's good.
it's good.
Fuck, man.
If it's good,
I'm
it's
like-
good. If it's good,
No,
if it's good, it's
dude,
good.
It's
I'm like
fucking
halfway
novelas
through
for
season
white
1.
people,
If
man.
it's good. Novelas are good. Have you not seen good
Novelas
novelas?
are so corny, man.
They
no,
are,
you're
but
thinking
Like
of
they're
Mexican
cool because they're corny. That's
Mexican ones nowadays are still like that, dude. My mom's watching them, and the actress will literally be like, "Cómo que eso pasó?"
I like
And I'll be
I like the slaps, the hard, and then it's like
Yeah.
the music.
yeah, dun dun dun.
Oh
But
fuck.
that's what they like because it's
Noosh
campy,
likes
you
those
know.
a lot. Noosh
But
likes those
here
a
we like
lot.
They're so corny that they're good.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but
yeah.
but like the white people, those ones, those kind of shows. That's like
But also, it's
too-
like
It's also
Succession's
different
hilarious.
things. That's a drama. That's not
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
a soap opera. It's a
well,
drama.
soap operas are
funny.
dramas.
They can be dramas. Not
Most of them are
necessarily.
dramas. There's some comedies. Even the comedies are dramas.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you know what my favorite one was when I was younger?
Huh.
La Familia de Peluche.
that one's just comedy.
That's a sitcom. That's a sitcom.
Oh, that's a
It's
sitcom.
not
Yeah.
it's
That's
a
not
good show.
It's a sitcom.
Wait, what's
It's
the
a good
difference?
show. Yeah. It is a
Soap
good-
opera. So a soap opera is typically a long-running radio or television serial, frequently characterized by melodrama, ensemble casts, and sentimentality.
The Archer's first broadcast. During the longest-running soap opera. Oh, that's interesting.
BBC Radio, I don't know. But the defining feature that makes a television a soap opera is the form of television that works with a continuous open narrative. Each episode ends with the premise the storyline is to be continued in another episode.
Ugly Betty.
Yeah.
Everything.
So
La Bella
soap
Fea.
opera versus drama, right? What's a drama series? A soap opera is about family and their problems in drama. Jane the Virgin,
isn't
Modern
Succession
Family.
the white people family?
A drama when it includes multiple people's drama outside of family.
Yes.
Gossip Girl,
Girl,
etc.
Little Liars.
And dramas tend to be more serious, focused on realistic stories. Because a soap
Yes.
opera will be like, I mean, you've
He
seen
came
them,
back
like,
from the dead.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
I cheated on you with your third sister's husband's former roommate. And
It doesn't
he's
have
like,
to be
"Oh
that
my
dramatic.
God." It is.
That's
all
soap
the fucking
opera,
time, though.
That's what I feel
Melodrama.
like. I feel like it's like
Dramas
the
are
same.
But
different.
Succession is like they're like real world business, right? Because they're
Supposed
basically
to be.
Disney. Yeah,
It's supposed to
Disney?
emulate real world.
supposedly.
Supposedly.
Because they're like, we're the biggest entertainment and we have all our parks. Come on.
yeah,
That's Disney.
it's Disney.
And they're like fighting over it, and they're like, oh, shareholders, and they're like, I'll backstab you and do this. But it's like very real in the fact that they're pieces of shit and doing drugs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But also like they're, it's not just like,
So
oh,
it's
we're
like
just rich.
what's that show called about the women? Desperate Housewives or something, dude.
That's a soap opera.
That's a soap opera.
That's a soap opera.
So what's the difference? It's like sounds the same to me.
Succession's
But except it's about like business instead of it being
Succession's
romance.
more dramatic, and Desperate Housewives is a fucking. It's the entire basis is that on a miscommunication. Someone blackmailed her and didn't mean to have the first lady kill herself, which led to everything happening. But it's a miscommunication. Succession is people actively plotting and scheming against each other, and it's not just their family; it's other people's families.
Well,
It's
okay.
just
In my
changing the-
opinion,
it's
the
just changing
difference
the
between
story.
the difference between the genres
But
is
same theme,
the
almost.
elements that go into them.
Mm-hmm.
So for soap opera, you need that melodrama. Like I'm not I'm-
The drama.
like
like you were talking about, like the slaps. Like you're not gonna
So
see that.
Succession doesn't have moments like that where somebody
No.
dies or some shit.
So it has moments like that, but they don't use them every episode. You get me? It's a narrative where you're like, oh fuck, who he's doing this. We know what every character's doing, and the characters don't know what each other are doing. So when they go, ha, I told you, we're like, yeah, they fucking told you. Things like that. But then there's also overarching moments where the dad goes, I'm gonna give my company to nobody. I'm doing it myself, and everyone's like, what? And you didn't know it either.
Yeah.
So you're like, what? But they don't go every episode. Like in Desperate Housewives, they're like, well, I slept with your sister. And it's like, oh yeah, well, your sister slept with my brother. And it's like, oh, and this,
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. Like the soap operas are characterized by the mellow in melodrama. The like those specific moments. Every episode, it's built around those types of moments. Like the show revolves around those moments. Where in a drama, while it might contain those moments, the show itself is not built upon those moments.
sensational dramatic piece with exaggerated characters and exciting events
Mm-hmm.
intended to appeal to the emotions. So that's why all the things that happen there, you're like, that would never happen in real life. Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
But when you watch Succession, you're like, okay, I can see how some of this might happen in real life, even if it is exaggerated.
Yeah.
I can see how people might
company could
potentially
do
act
this
like
or
this.
blah, blah,
But
rich
soap
people.
operas can be also the same, can be seen the same way. I can see how this can happen in real life. I can see how this
But
would.
you see
With,
those-
Some people have dramatic lives like that.
But the meme of like, I had to get an operation because you would not love me anymore, and
Maybe not so. Maybe they don't say it in such a way.
Melodramatic,
way.
but that's what the characterizes
Yeah,
the
yeah.
genre. That is what that genre is built around, those moments, the melodrama.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So Glitch McConnell, we're touching back on him.
Oh,
you, guys,
Strokey Mitch.
you guys did see that one, right? Where they were asking
It's just
him-
the same
Yeah.
video, but a different place.
That's what happened.
Same
What-
thing, different font.
What are your thoughts on re-election? What are my thoughts about what running for re-election?
I
And
kind
then
of feel bad.
He laughs.
I don't ever want to
That's,
get that old.
I don't feel bad.
Imagine you
I
were
don't feel
like
bad
that,
either.
dude, where you're
I
just
don't
talking.
care. Well,
and
I'm
then,
not a racist. I don't care.
No, fuck all that.
No, I
just
know
on
that's
just-
the main thing.
No,
He's a bad
that's-
person.
I know
Like,
he's a bad person, just
that's
on
like-
the basis of him being a person, dude. Just
Man.
that's it.
I
And
like
and
it
you
when
can be
bad
that.
things.
Hitler was a vegan and he loved animals, man.
I like it
I
when
don't
bad
ca-
things
okay,
happen to bad
okay.
people. I like it when bad things happen to bad people.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
He is objectively a bad person.
Yes,
because
I'm not saying. I'm saying like,
Wait, I can
what
hear
if
you,
you're
I
an
can
old
hear you.
person? What if you're an old person one day and that happens on that basis? On that,
Yeah,
on
Then
just
that's
that.
bad because I'm not a bad person.
Exactly. I have
He
empathy.
is.
I have empathy for myself and my loved ones because I care about them. I explicitly do not care about them and actually wish malice upon this man.
Yes.
Because of the effects that he's had on the entire nation.
I'm not saying care about him.
In
I'm
Minecraft,
not
I
saying care-
wish his stroke was
No,
worse.
no, I'm not
I
s-
wish we could see the blood
I'm
dripping
not
out of
saying.
his nose.
I'm not saying.
I
Oh,
hope he has
poor,
a
poor.
stroke.
I'm not saying poor guy. Like give him some. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like.
He should be in a mental hospital.
Imagine you were
just
there.
eating
Imagine
pudding.
you were. I'm just saying like. Imagine you were old like that doing that, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, imagine you're old and that happened to you. It's like that's fucked.
Well,
And
that would be
by
bad,
that,
because
I
I don't
it just
think we're
makes me
bad
think. It just
people.
makes me think aging and getting old and
I could
dying.
show you a
That's what I
million
think.
other
when
clips
I-
of old
that's the
people
that's
having
the
strokes that
that's
you
the
would care
most
about.
that I think of when I see him. I don't even think political. I'm just like, damn, I don't want to get that old and feel like that. Fuck. It's like
You
that's-
want to see a montage
it's,
of
it's
old
like
people
it's such a
saying goodbye to their
miserable thing.
families?
It's
Yeah.
such a miserable thing to see. So it's like I can't really see the politicalness of it. It's just
Well,
the
I'm
man
glad
having
he's
it's
going
just
through it.
it's just the man having a fucking seizure.
I will
dude.
say that I am glad he's going through it. I'm glad he's going through it.
understand
I'm
that
happy
you-
he's
I
dying.
understand that you're not associating it with it, but you can't give sympathy to people like this.
I'm
'cause
not giving
remember,
sympathy. I'm saying like just like
Imagine myself in his
yeah,
shoes.
imagine myself in his
That's
shoes. If
sympathy.
I'm old, if
That's
I'm an old
sympathy,
fuck.
baby.
That's empathy. That's sympathy.
Empathy, baby.
But I'm not saying like care about him. You get me? I'm not saying like
Put
feel
myself
bad,
in his
feel
shoes, but
feel
don't care.
bad, feel bad about it. I'm saying like it's like if I saw a person get their head chopped off. Dang, I hope.
Yeah.
Imagine if I got my head chopped off like that. Like that would be fucked to think if my head got chopped off.
Yeah.
Like that.
But
That's
that's
it.
a
That's
random
same.
person. You don't know whether they're a good person or a
So
bad
what if you
person.
never met him? You wouldn't think. Oh,
Well,
the
if
old
I
fuck.
didn't know him, I couldn't dictate. But the thing is, I do know him. I do know what
Unfortunately, I
laws
do
he
know
passed.
him.
I do know what.
Well, that's what I'm
unfortunately,
saying. That's
I
what
do
I'm
know
on the
what he
basis
advocated
of
for.
just him being.
And because I
a
know
person.
that, I'm glad he's going through it. I'm happy he's
Yeah,
he's
no,
having a stroke.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good. I hope he has another one. So,
Yes.
this is a very broad question, but I think that Michael will have some points on this. What should be humanity's goal?
Fucking shit, dude.
Yeah, man. Smoke
Yeah?
some weed and think about that for a minute.
Humanity's goal should be us getting to like Star Wars technology.
Star
Where we're
Wars.
Jedi's and fucking
Well, no,
fighting
that technology,
Okay.
absorbing
Okay.
other galaxies and other places and help.
Imperialism.
And no, and we shouldn't.
I was gonna
No,
say-
no, 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 no. We should not be
Star
the
Trek,
not be
Star
not
Trek.
be
Star
not be
Trek,
the
Star
empire
Trek.
actually going out and saving things and making.
You're
Star
talking about
Trek.
Star Trek.
Maybe,
Non-
but here's a
post-scarcity world.
but here's the thing.
Butthole.
Morality and the way we perceive things as good as bad. Do you think that is something that only
Higher elevation people.
is
can
only
learn?
thing that exists on Earth, or does it exist in possible other places where organisms and maybe they have certain upbringings, maybe have different kinds of interactions,
course,
maybe
yeah.
they perceive life completely different.
We-
To another alien, maybe an alien is like fucking and killing is a good thing, you know, because that's their perception of it.
But we have that already
Yeah,
on Earth.
on
That's
Earth.
the problem.
Yeah.
Where we have it where it's like not even getting political, right? But it's like some people view women as subhuman because they were just born like
but
that.
they're all human. That's the thing. I'm
But
talking
they
about
don't see them
aliens.
like
They
that.
don't see them as human.
That's the point.
That's the
They're not
thing.
even seeing them as human. They're just seeing them as a means to an end. You're gonna bear my child. You're gonna be a tool. You're not a
Yes.
person.
No, no,
you
no.
have no rights.
Humans are humans because we.
But they don't consider
I'm
them
saying
that.
if there was an alien, I'm saying if there was aliens and they had certain morals and beliefs,
yeah.
and that's.
We
you
already
think we
have
have? You
that.
think us as people have
The
a
same
place to
principles
tell them?
apply. The same principles apply.
Is it, or is it because our morals and
it's a
our
different
ideology is a
upbringing.
human construct? It's not the same. It couldn't be. It's not
a-
necessarily. Who's to say it? Those
Oh,
things
okay,
apply
okay.
to the
How about
same
this?
to people
I got what
in
you mean.
another universe.
I get what you mean. Because what if aliens come by and they're like, wait, why aren't you guys killing everyone once they're 50?
Yeah.
Don't you guys know that the afterlife exists and it's great? And that every time you're aging after that, you're just feeling more pain and suffering? What are you guys, stupid?
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
Well, okay, because this
This is a
digging
hypothetical,
at,
right?
this is digging at the question
Aliens
of
exist, so it's
what
kind
are
of like, you
okay,
know-
because here's the thing, all of morality is essentially subjective. There's no objective lens from which
there
you can view.
is only one. Jesus is love. Jesus is truth.
Yes, unless you
I like Michael's face.
unless you are some sort of like religious nut.
Scoot in, Michael. You're a little far.
Yeah,
actually.
come on,
I-
come on, come
But I want to be.
You've been out of the frame for a while. It's too much.
I like morality is like subjective. They're
Yes.
each person. You can reference your own personal morality to an extent by
Or the
things
good
that
book.
are called axioms. So your axioms, your moral axioms, are basically the things that you can like any problem that is presented to you are essentially how do you call it? What do you?
Axiom Arc, the League of Legends. Look at that. He knows.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. Your moral axioms
Mytism. I'm going.
are essentially the things that you rub up against any problem you're presented.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you're confronted with the problem of we should murder this person.
Yeah.
You reference your own moral axioms to determine whether that would be a good thing or a bad thing.
Okay. Same thing with
Hypothetically,
aliens, right?
hypothetically, these aliens would be. So, in my opinion, based on my moral axioms that lean towards freedom, we should not be killing them. If they see that there's an afterlife, it is their burden to prove that, and we should not begin to kill things
And
until
what if,
they can
and
prove
what if
that.
they show us like on a little screen? They're like, look, and then they plug in into the afterlife on the
Yeah,
person,
yeah,
and then and then it's like, look at that, you can actually see it, and we're like, what the fuck?
Okay, what about this? What if they're
like, "We can bring
what
it
if
back if
these
you
what if
want."
these aliens
Yeah.
are made in a certain way, biologic or whatever way they're made,
Yeah.
to where acts of violence and destruction
Are seen as good?
are seen as good?
That's the Mongols.
No, but these are human beings. These are
Okay,
human,
okay.
those are human beings. Obviously, it's different because they're human beings. These are aliens that probably have a different chemistry in how their genetic makeup is made,
Uh-huh.
and to where it might be normal to
We're
be
like,
that
you
way.
guys are sadists, but they're like, no.
They
this
might
just
see
makes
us as like, why
feel."
aren't you killing each other? You guys are horrible people. You know, you guys are crazy. Why aren't you killing each other? It's such a wonderful thing to kill each other. You know, it
Yeah,
might
yeah.
be like something like
Yeah,
that.
I
That's
get
what I'm
that.
saying.
Then I think
do
the
we
first
think
step-
we have the right to be like, you guys are fucked. We need to make sure you're eliminated off the existence.
Then based on my axioms, first they would have to prove that. They would have to prove that their genetic makeup is different enough that they cannot help but kill. And in that case, it is a moral imperative for survival.
And if
But
they're
they
not,
have to prove that because a lot of current on Earth fascist states claim that. They claim that
but
these
that's
other
stupid.
humans.
Jihad,
it's
jihad.
This is humans.
Yeah,
Humans
but
are
it's
humans.
the same. It's the same thing. It's ideas. If we're talking about higher level life forms that can traverse the galaxy, they have higher level consciousness, which means
Okay.
that they can communicate, which means that they can lie, which means that they can do that. So they would have to prove to us, prove to me, that that is how they are before we initiate any violent retaliation.
You think those aliens would would communicate by the same in the same basis, in the same conscious way that we do, like with words and saying like these things are bad, these things are good, things like morality all over? Because you're saying like if these aliens come and you're saying they have
Yeah.
to prove
yes,
certain things, but what if they don't have no
rationality.
concept of like what is proving? What do you mean proving things? This is just how, because it's how they are. You know, they don't feel the need to like. It's not even the feel the need. It's more like, what if those things, that construct, those things of like proof and like how they go about it and how they conduct data is very different to ours. Maybe they conduct data by simply going like this in the air, and then they can find out what's the true genetic makeup behind these things and why things.
then they
make
wouldn't be able to create space travel unless you're doing something completely hypothetical that has no basis in reality.
I mean, reality is
They would not
based
be.
on
They would.
hu-
They
based
would,
on
they would
here.
not be able. They would not be. Yeah, but there's universal constants. There's the ways atoms function. These things are things that exist whether they're here or in another planet.
But there's
So
things right now.
unless-
There's things now that kind of kind of like go against the laws of physics and doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you
that we
know?
don't describe them. But to get to the point where we can understand them, they would still have to cross the barriers of what we're going through right now. If they can space travel to the point where they can reach us,
Interact.
where they can interact with us, they would have to cross barriers that we are currently going through, which means that they would be able to do that sort of data collection. It's complicated and it's difficult, but there would be some barriers that are statistically likely to be similar to the ones we have to cross. One of those is a burden of proof. If they cannot tell the difference between reality and falsity, they would not be able to space travel in the first place.
It's not like-
so
it's not reality.
presupposing
It's not like-
presupposing that they reach us means that they have to have some form of being able to prove things, which means that they have some sort of form of
of
verification,
logic and rationality.
logic and rationality to be able to differentiate between falsehoods and
what
reality.
what if their falsehoods and their perspectives and their the way they perceive is different? And how do I explain this? It's like there's animals on this planet, like for instance, like there's certain eagles, I think, that can
But-
perceive an extra color than we can't.
But
You
they
get
don't
me?
have logic or rationality to explain it. you
But
know?
let's say
No,
let's
but
say
let's
the
say
birds evolved into conscious beings.
Okay.
They would still need a way to essentially provide proof for any claims.
Yeah, like
that
how do they
interact
prove
in
to us that
society.
that obviously like
they see a different
Well,
color
because-
they can explain it in wavelengths.
Yeah, they could explain it in wavelengths. We can notice that color. We can test that color. How do we know that they can perceive that color? Because we can figure that
True,
out.
imagine it's like
Yeah.
the bird fucking told me he can see colors and I don't know what it is. I think he kept saying this color was called Blevin. I don't get it.
To be able to space travel in the first place, there's things like an atom here, like let's say an atom of sand, an atom of silicone will be an atom of silicone here, even if over there it is called an atom of goobly-gook or whatever.
okay. Here's a question.
Go.
Do you think the way we consciousness, the way we perceive it, it's adding to what you're saying? Do you think it's the same? It's similar enough to where how aliens would perceive it in the same way? And because if they don't communicate
They could have a
the
hive
same
mind, who
way,
knows?
the same
Yeah.
way same way we are consciously aware and go around our reality.
Yeah.
If theirs is different from ours, and communication can't happen in the same ways, how can we like?
Well, they might have different
like,
senses.
interact,
Who knows?
or
We also
like
probably would not interact in the first place. If there is no physical way for our consciousness to interact, we would never come into contact.
It would just be brains in a jar.
Yeah. Like
In the Matrix right now.
Before that,
Wake
Like,
before
what
up.
if
that,
they're aliens that just
Wake
they
up.
do this
Hold
to
on,
each other,
before I
and then
continue.
that's how they communicate, but they're all
Sign
they're
language.
fucked-
before I
they're
continue with
fucked.
you, before I continue with
us.
you,
Go.
how do you call it? If it's a hive mind, it would still be a similar consciousness to us, even if they're communicating.
Yeah,
through
humans
their
are kind of
brain,
hive mind.
They would still.
Social media hive mind. You're
Social
right.
No,
media hive mind.
in general, we have hive mind. It's called mob mentality. It's called like lynch mentality. It's called
Lynch mentality?
yeah. Well, not, I don't know about lynch mentality, but mom mentality. People see danger and they react to it in the same because they see other people doing it the same
But
way.
that's not a hive mind. That's reacting to other people's subtle social cues. So that is not you literally connecting.
What
with their
about
brain
monkey?
and
Okay, then
communicating.
what about primates that are on certain islands, and a couple of them learned to clean the coconuts, and then other monkeys
They
from other
taught it?
islands learned it too without them actually ever connecting to each other.
So that's teaching, but
No,
or-
they
or
didn't-
sorry,
they didn't ever-
independent learning.
Yeah,
or
convergent
parallel
learning.
Yeah.
Convergent learning. So
Convergent learning.
eyes in the
Parallel thinking.
The example in the animal kingdom in biology for this is eyes have independently developed in creatures 18 different times here on Earth.
Yeah.
Creatures have
Why do we
developed
all have
eyes.
eyes?
Yeah. Because that is the best way to see. So they are cleaning those coconuts for a purpose, and they have independently decided that by cleaning them, that is the best way to achieve
No,
that purpose.
the study was the monkeys in the beginning at every island. They ate their coconuts with the sand, and that shit would fucking bother them. And then one monkey that they taught, they cleaned it, and then he learned, and then he taught the people in his island. But then what was crazy is that the other islands learned without them ever interacting with that island.
Because
They
eventually,
independently learned.
Yeah.
They found.
But
this was
before that,
bothering
they didn't
them.
know.
They were doing this, and it was bothering them, right?
Optimizing.
So eventually, they developed a way to not
So
have to
just
deal with that
coincidence.
bothersome thing. That's what happens. That's what happens in biology all the
that's
time. Again, the eyes
just a
18
fucking
times
coincidence,
developed
man.
independently. This is people. These animals independently did not have eyes, and independently formed different ways of developing eyes. And you can tell because the minute differences between the eyes. If they were the same one,
Like
you would see
lizard
those
eyes.
similarities. Yeah.
I-
You
this-
would
When
see
Biden
similarities.
blinks
The same
sideways.
study, I think it was to prove if humans were hive mind. They also did one where they did the same thing with humans, where they showed people a show. They broadcast something in England to a certain small group of people, showing eyes, or I think it was eyes or faces, and then they would ask them like, how many faces do they see, and then they would number how many faces they'd see, and then they'd go to another country or another part of I think it was like this another area, and they'd ask those same people, and this time they will tell them how many faces there are exactly, and then they'd go back, I think, to the original place and then broadcast it to everybody in the BBC or something, and then everybody would miraculously find all those extra faces that weren't counted before in the first stage.
What I want to ask is, where's the control group in that?
I found it was an old video. I don't remember.
Because if they're broadcasting it to everyone, there's no,
it was
way
just,
they
it was
can.
just in the it was just in the BBC. It was just only in Britain.
Yeah, it was only in Britain. But if they're broadcasting it to everyone in the area, both the people that they did tell and the people that they didn't, there's no way that they could how do you call it? What's the term when you're there's no way they can account for the different variables that would happen when these two groups interact. There's too many people for them to be able to account for that. Even if they try to use an estimation, a numerical estimation,
I'm probably
there would
thinking
be
of it wrong.
ways like there's no way they could not even necessarily perfectly. There's no way that they could prevent that interaction from all these people. One stray letter sent through the post to one of the other groups would cause that whole study to become a little flawed. Because the groups of people are just too big and there's no clear separation between the two groups, because then they broadcasted the number of eyes to everyone. There's no
can't
way that
fucking
they
find
could
it
do
anymore.
that.
All right, quick pivot. Michael, pull up the script real quick. We're gonna be doing it. Lemon grab and loose goose.
Doing what?
Remember the script?
I didn't read
Pull
it.
up the script. No, pull it. No, you don't have to read it. We're just gonna read it off this thing. You got me? So pull up the script. So
Wait, you never answered the question.
wait, what question?
The
Shit.
question we're talking about.
I don't even remember, man. This point. Oh. What should be
I didn't
humanity's goal?
answer it either. We didn't answer it.
Okay, humanity's goal should be to work together post scarcity world starts.
I didn't even finish my answer.
Yeah. Let him finish.
Silence. Next.
Silence.
Okay.
Okay. No, go finish. Finish.
Okay, what you
Finish.
You're gonna come.
Because I came to say that because I was
Yeah, you
like, I
came,
think
alright.
I thought that people, that our goal as humans should be exploring the cosmos and
Yep.
helping everything we can. We should be the helpers
Science.
of everything.
Science.
Like just helping in every way we can, in every form we
Medic.
can, and going out and Earth should just be a place where it's just like a bunch of like advanced
Poor
technology
people, poor
and trees and people just living and vibing and chilling. You don't have to do anything. Just
Post
relax.
scarcity.
Yeah.
Post-scarcity.
That's what I think we should
You know
thrive
what's funny
to.
about post scarcity? There's some theories that
It's a communist
suggest
theory.
that no. There's some theories that suggest that if we hit post scarcity, because you no longer have to work for food,
I feel like more art stuff will be made, more creative things will happen, more advancements in technology will happen. I feel
Yeah.
at that
yes,
point.
they would, because how do you call it? After a certain
People are
point,
curious.
after competition,
curious.
when they have something to benefit from maintaining the status quo, they will actively suppress any technological or artistic advancement. But that's besides the point. The thing is that what was I gonna say?
Wow.
Your reputation would then become your social capital, because social capital exists in any society. That this is a consistent through from
Like if you're a
like
baker or something.
monkeys all the way up to Homo sapiens.
Monkeys are the
and
most
further
bananas,
up.
man.
So yeah, so there's always social capital existing within a society. What's assumed, because we have no data on this, this is like people thinking about this. We're delving into philosophy right now. We're not delving in in specifics. Is that social capital would then become what you essentially exchange. So high up positions in like government, facilitating how good of a person you are. This kind of stuff, like how much of your actions have actually benefited the broader society, would then become your essential way you move around the world.
You're higher up. You get higher up. The more you more you do it for society, the more you're looked at as a person of importance.
Yes, that then becomes your social capital.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's how it should be.
And if you have no social capital points, you get ground up into
No,
meals.
no, you should just no. It's fine if you don't have any.
Yeah. No. In this society, in post-scarce society, you would be fine. You would still have all your needs. Your physical needs taken care of because it's post-scarcity.
And then you can learn about your higher needs.
Yes, then you can start, because that's what social capital essentially is. It is you fulfilling your higher needs.
Yeah, I think people fear that, like, we won't have anything to do. We won't have competition. We won't have something.
There's always going to be a form of healthy competition.
Yes,
also.
yes.
Because imagine being like, man, I really like racing. That guy really likes racing. All right, I want to be better than him, and then whatever it is,
Yeah. It just wouldn't be predicated on the
being
right now,
rich.
Not just that, but like let's take that for example. If your livelihood is depending on you winning the race, you might not perform as well. Why? Because your adrenaline would be different. The way you're focusing on the race would be different.
Your willpower.
You wouldn't be as,
or maybe you'd be laser focused even more. So who knows?
Yes,
right?
but that type
Depends.
of ambiguity and we see it in society, leads to people breaking down, doing that. How many panic attacks and how stressed is my heart right now?
We live in a
My blood
society.
pressure is
So,
like, literally
do you think
off the
think
charts.
people would be able to transition into being in an environment where they no longer have to do things based off of stress and pressure, and now they can concentrate and do these things
for the love
of the
whatever.
thing.
Yep.
Because a lot of people just look, okay, so this is going a little bit too personal, but think about how many people are becoming doctors not because they actually want to become doctors, or not because they want to help people through their medical information. And these are still good doctors, but they don't want to be doctors. They're doing this because their families force them, because it is one of the most
I don't think they should do
lucrative
that.
positions.
Not doctors.
They're there. They're just doing it because doctor is beneficial to society, and as a result, it pays well.
Adding to what you're saying, I think doctors should be people who want to be doctors but really want to help people, not just because I'm doing because it's the best thing to make money, or like you're saying their parents are like, this is the best thing you should do,
and their parents force them because it makes a lot of money. Most of the
no,
times.
that's horseshit, dude. You're literally playing God with people's lives, and it's like, if you're not in it, and if you're just treating it as like a fucking
game,
a job like McDonald's, you're not going to be helping people correctly. You're going to be misdiagnosing people.
You're going to slip.
Controversially, I think lawyers fall into that same category.
Yes.
Lawyers should not become lawyers just because
the money.
The money.
It should be for their morals and what they want to help in. If
help
they wanna,
someone navigate.
They want to help
the legal
immigrants.
system.
They want to help domestic violence. They want to help, whatever the
Even
fuck.
if it's even if it's working for like a small business or whatever.
I still think
or like a firm.
I still feel like lawyers should, if they want to do it just for the money, they could just do it for the money.
That's why I said
because the justice
controversially.
system is just, if you have money, you can.
That's why I said controversially. I don't think lawyers should exist for the money, because
right now I feel like it's fine.
Honestly, that's a little bit hypocritical of me.
Yeah.
I do want to become a lawyer to help people, but you can never turn aside from the fact
in this
that it does
society,
pay well.
it's okay. I think it's fine.
We live, as Joker said, we live in a society.
If we were living in a society where justice was truly right, then lawyers should be people that shouldn't do it for the money.
Here's the thing why I say that they shouldn't. Because part of the reason why the justice system is in law, not completely, but part of the reason is because lawyers are in it for the money. And this entire conversation, this last thing, what should the end goal of society be, is the exact reason why I dislike labels in general. Maybe just for memeing, it's fine. But like when you're talking about actual policy and activism, I don't think you should focus on the labels like, oh, that person's a communist, oh, that person's a liberal, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. You should focus on what are the actual substantive things that you can currently do based on law and based on which is volunteering at food banks, volunteering to get more progressive people in office. Definitely not voting third party. Definitely not running third party. I think Cornel West did a horrible mistake running third party. If he had run on the Democratic ticket, he would have done so much more, even just by being on stage. Although, to be fair, some of the things he said recently kind of make me a little iffy on that. But
Who?
Cornel West. It's this political activist that has generally in history been relatively left wing, relatively very progressive. But recently, he ran as in this upcoming election, he's running as an independent, and he's saying some very off color things, very not kosher things. And this doesn't even have to do with
Like what?
labels.
Why? Well, it's
I'm blanking on the specifics right now, to be honest, because we've been going through so much. But running independent is not good in the first place. You're not really going to get anywhere. And even if his thing was just to make a splash, just to get his message out to more people, running on the Democratic ticket would be so much better, because you actually get on the debate stage and you can actually say things. Otherwise, you're kind of
sexual
useless.
harassment allegations. Of course.
Yeah. There's a lot of off-color things that he's been doing recently.
Here's a quick question for you guys,
What?
because I'm running out of dopamine. What do you think? Oh, not what do you think? Do you think rape exists in the animal kingdom?
Yes.
No. Listen to my
Rape
question.
as a concept?
Rape to animals, does it exist? Because to us, we see an animal getting raped because we see it. You know what rape is to us. It's something we
Non-consensual. Yeah.
Yeah.
But does a duck
Yes.
think to himself, I've been raped? And does it go around like, oh, there's ducks raping out here?
It's not about the thought process behind it. It's just the definition of it, which is non-consensual.
Yeah, it depends what you're talking about. Are you
like the
talking about
animal-
can the animal perceive
Rape.
the concept of rape, or can they notice that they are being raped? Because one of those animals don't really have consciousness; they can't perceive the concept of rape, but
It's
they can
like-
tell that the action is happening on them, and they
It's
don't want
like
it to happen.
it's like if you
Yeah.
it's like if you were 3 or 5 years old and you've never have any perception of death, you've never been hurt, you've never been fallen, you've never been wounded ever. Then I stab you in the heart, but you're in so shock you don't feel pain, so you don't know what's happening, so you're just like playing with yourself. You're like, what is this? What's going on? You don't know what death is, and then you die without ever perceiving death truly, because you've never really learned the concept. So in that sense, do ducks, do animals, when things rape happen, they're like, dang, I've been raped, or this has happened, or are they just thinking I've been attacked? You get me?
Probably
Does rape exist
It's probably
in the animal
I've
kingdom?
been attacked.
Technically
thing.
speaking, not even attack, because they don't perceive the concept of attacking.
Yeah.
They just perceive something is being done to them, and they
Harm,
dash out.
harm.
Harm is being done. I need
Yeah.
to leave. They don't perceive,
Danger.
It's the difference
Danger.
between is the action happening or is the concept.
But
of this happening.
rape in specific is a little more complicated than murdering somebody. You get me? Because murdering somebody or hurting somebody is like harm. Mating,
both
mating,
danger.
mating. You can say is like an animal kingdom is like animals know what mating is. Animals know what mating is for.
We know
So
that they
does an
can-
animal like see like when they don't want to mate with another animal, like, dang, I'm being raped? Do they think that in their head? Is what I'm saying. You know.
I don't think they think that, but they think danger, right?
Yeah.
But we do have proof that they can consent because, the whole
Rating rituals and shit like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to like I forgot which bird, but there's this bird that essentially has this whole freaking like dance thing that has to be done very like I heard what's that British dude that does the
David
documentaries?
Attenborough.
David Attenborough. He was essentially describing this
Peacock?
mating ritual between two birds. Is it?
No, there's a bunch of birds.
There's
that do
some
that
bird,
stuff.
and basically
A
the female bird was hanging on this high up branch, and then the guy bird was like,
Doing-
do.
okay.
And David
Yeah.
Attenborough was
And
like,
okay.
if he takes
Mating
one
rituals.
step to the left too far,
Yeah.
the girl
And to
bird
add
will run away.
to add to that, does that mean ducks are good? Like, are animals good or bad? Like, can we judge them and say they are good or bad? Because to them, what they're doing isn't necessarily
It's just
rape.
instinct
You know?
to them.
Well, this is going back to
But-
the axioms that I was talking about earlier. Are you talking about to each other or in relation to us? Because if you're talking about in relation to us, that would depend on your axioms. And according to mine, yes, animals can be bad. If you're talking about to themselves, no, because animals do not have a higher consciousness,
have a
so
conscious-
they cannot identify the concepts between good or bad.
You
Only
can say
humans
can say an animal is bad because it's based off of your, what did you say?
consciousness
or axiom.
or axioms.
Axiom arc.
But does that mean it is bad in reality, or is that just your
his perception.
perception.
That's everyone's
Yeah,
perception.
again, morals do not exist on an objective plane. That is a religious form of thinking. How do you call it?
Everyone's thing is relative.
Yes, morality is completely relative to the individual. So if you think something is wrong, then it is wrong. Why? Because it brushes up against your moral axioms. Not everyone thinks about it in this way, but in effect, in the same way that while a duck cannot understand the concept of rape, it can understand that harm is being done to it. You understand that something is brushing up against your moral axioms, whether or not you understand what those are.
Right.
Because then you're
I would say yes, it is rape, but I wouldn't say like
You're
the
going to
animal's
jail,
bad.
duck.
You get me? I that's what I would
He doesn't know any better.
because I'm thinking yeah because that's what I'm
doesn't know
thinking.
any
That's what I'm
better.
thinking. He's a fucking animal,
He's a
dude.
duck, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fucking duck,
It's
dude.
a fucking duck.
And
In
that's
fact,
the dogs.
evolution. You remember duck penis? It's specifically
screw.
built to rape.
And the duck pussy is made to not be raped.
Yeah.
Yep.
That got multiple
Evolutionarily.
holes.
Competition, ain't that something? So, basically, what you're saying is that it's women's fault that they get
Oh
attacked
my
because they
God.
didn't grow vaginas like
They didn't
ducks.
grow multiple
Is that
vaginas.
what you're saying? Are you blaming women for not having fucked up enough vaginas?
They should have developed the same way as ducks.
Yep,
And
that's
we should
true.
what do duck penises
Parallel
look like?
evolution, man.
Is the duck penis the one that's like a corkscrew? Or is that pigs?
Yes,
Daffy Duck or Donald? Broke Till Friday podcast.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.